everybody. It's been a week, maybe just under. So sorry about that. Some idiot has booked loads of people out of their team off on work. So some idiot has got to cover off all the other sites. So been a bit busy, but it doesn't matter. I'm back. It isn't going to be a particularly exciting episode. It's going to be more cutting out and grinding. I think it's probably going to be one of the shortest, really. It really is dull and laborious and not very interesting. But I know some of you'd like to see it, so I'll bring you in every now and then to see me grinding rusty metal away. I will also recommend that you watch some of the earlier videos if you're new. It's the same as what I did on the other side, except this time I might know what I'm doing just a teeny bit more. Still definitely not an expert. So I'll spin the camera around, you can see what we're up to, what the plan is, and where we hope to get to. Start with some unboxing. So you saw the boxes on the side on the previous video. Here they are, ceremoniously dumped in readiness for putting back in. So I think I have everything I need to put the old girl back together properly. Last video we left it at me giving up the will to live and cutting a bloody great hole out of things. So as a quick reminder for anybody that hasn't seen before, I did start off by trying to drill out all the spot welds, but where there's been repairs previously, say there, that's been a plug weld, and along the bottom here you can't effectively drill out plug welds that easily, so I'm going to have to grind those back very, very carefully, one by one, and tease things away, much like with this part here. Equally, that's been welded, I think, in a bit of a seam, so that wanted cutting away gently, as well as the reinforcing part here for the aftermarket telescopic shock absorbers, which I won't be replacing but do need to get away. You can see here just the amount of rust that I've been dealing with, and you can see why I'm having to cut this all out. At first glance, I think it's repairable, but I really don't think it is. It is knackered. Look at that. Ugh, horrible, horrible. So that's the plan. There's the parts. And just as a little side note, I've got the day off today. Well, actually half a day. So I've got a few friends coming around later. Look at that bad boy. Not the dog, although they're very cute. That chair. Have you ever seen anything like it? Pulled it out of a skip. Well, side of the road. Pulled up on the A40, stopped loads of traffic, oiked it in the back of the car. Absolute beauty. So the reason, well, not the reason it's out, it's going to be my new chair. But doing some smoked meat today. So got some friends coming around this evening. Going to have a bit of a smoke up this afternoon. Going to brew tonight. All the brewing equipment's out the front being sterilised. So I've got a good few hours this afternoon to crack on with the old girl before my friends turn up. And the dogs will probably make an appearance because they're a bit lonely today. Are you lonely? And no, I haven't been drinking that beer. That's just old stale beer that's being used as a baster for the meat that's on there. Which I might bring you in. You might get to see the meat if you're lucky. We'll see. So there we are. Back to the Morris Minor. That's what most people are here to see. Although if you're interested in smoked meat and beer brewing, give it a little thumbs up, let me know, and I can film some of that if you want. It's pretty good fun. But for the time being, rust. Actually, before that, tidy. Now, I know some of you like to see what I'm actually up to when I'm doing this, so I'll switch the camera on. And I've instantly put my gloves down somewhere. Hang on, what an idiot. Oh, here they are. Right, so what I've been doing, the observant of you may have noticed I've cut off the bracket that held on the flexible hose pipe. I must remember to put one of those back on. I'd hate to finish this all up on both sides and then have to re-weld it again or cut bits out. But anyway, so I've ground back here and here. I really want to be careful in preserving this piece of metal here. This is a tyre plate, so I'm just trying to grind back where the plug welds are. I think I've got a couple more here, but they look pretty corroded, so I'm going to leave them for the time being. I've got a dog sniffing the camera, and then now I'm starting to come up through here and do this extension plate here. So there's one here and one here. So I'm going to start bringing those back. Managed to get this loose last time, which is good. So that bit's coming away. Be nice to get around here done. This is going to be the trickiest bit, and around here is going to be horrible. But we'll focus on here for today. So with my gloves on, I will. What I'm using is a fairly gritty. What am I using? 60 grit sanding disc. It seems to be, it's enough to take the metal away, but not so much that it's just destroying it. So I'm going to concentrate on these plug welds here, and then maybe we can see if we can get this part teased away. See how we're getting on. I mean, I can see it's come through here, so these should hopefully pull apart a little bit. I'm struggling to find the welds through here, so I'm making all of this quite thin. Now you might be wondering why I'm taking my time over this, and much like the other side, I need to keep as much of the fabric of the car in place to get this complex panel in, otherwise I've got nothing to work against and benchmark and as a guide really. I could just cut this all out, but then putting it back together, I don't know if it will fit. I know that this fitted before, so if I'm careful, my plan is it will fit again. There you go. Can you see that pulling away? That's exactly what I'm looking for. Look at that. Nice and thin. I've still got the profile of the metal. I don't need to be perfect. I just need to be able to see where it was. There's a bit of a bend there. Now with that out of the way, can I? It's very rusty around here. I am eventually going to change all of this. This is just so that, like I say, I've got a template to work to. Okay, so there's a weld there. I can feel it grab, so I can get onto there now. Give up the ghost now, and it has. Can I get in the other side? This is the problem, I've made the metal a bit too thin, so now it's splitting the metal rather than releasing the weld. It's okay. Like I said, I'm not keeping any of this, so it's not like I've made permanent metal thing, it's just maybe a bit trickier. There you go, that's now released. Now can we get to the next weld and pop it? I think we, not quite, just there though. Get a hammer, use the bolster. I think we should be able to get that. Only one weld holding that back in place. I think it's just there. But anyway, you get the idea. So I'm going to have to be messing around all the way around here. And once this is out, I'll bring the camera back in. I'm going to put some tunes on, get my head down, take it from there, and then let's see what we can do with this part. Right, well there we are. There we are, it's not finished. It's tricky. I'm having to sort of grind it down. Oh, it's not focusing on the right thing, sorry. There you go. I'm having to grind it down, but not so much that I'm taking anything away from the metal behind it. It's in two minds. I think for this part here, like I did for here, because that's seam welded, I'm probably going to have to just, this wide angle, then you'll see better. I'm probably just going to have to cut up there nice and gently and just take this piece out, and then I can grind the surfaces back. Not quite there yet. Let's focus on getting this corner loose all around here, and then we can think about how to tackle around here. this part here I'm going to have to grind down flat. Leave some good meat on there to weld onto, which is good, but it's easier than the other side. When I touched on the other side, when I touched this, it just fell to pieces, so I had to fabricate everything. But anyway, back to this. Let's crack on. I'm really pleased with that. So you can see where it's just thin enough here that it's peeled back. That's where the weld was, but I haven't gone through. And now, oh, excuse me, the whole thing has loosened up, which is exactly what I wanted to see. I've got to cut into there a little bit more, I think, just to take it away from the tube. Yeah, it's grabbing somewhere on there. But now, well, I'm going to grind around. I'm going to nip that bit off at the back there. Can't see that. Just nip that off there. Get into here, see where it's grabbing, and then what I might do, I might just cut a straight line from here all the way down. Then that's taken this part off, and it gives me a bit more room and access to get to the rest of it. That's the plan anyway. All right, so a bit of chopping, a bit of grinding, a bit of everything really. So let's, oh, well, that wasn't nearly that compact as I expected. Oh, sorry about that. Not too sorry though. There you go. So, yeah, a bit of, I think, I've just realised, by the way, that I'm doing this side different to the other side. The other side, I took out the flat inner wing first and then sort of put that back in. And then I'm not too sure what difference it makes. I think the reason I did that is because the other flat inner wing on the other side was non-existent. So it probably made a bit more sense. And on this side, I guess that because I'm keeping the tie plate, that's the other difference, isn't it? I changed the tie plate, this side I'm not, so I've got something to weld to, or at least clamp to, before taking the flat inner wing out. So yeah, there you go, I've just convinced myself. So I'm going to tidy this up a little bit. I started to think, oh, I'll cut straight up here, but I can't. I just about caught it in time because there's a strengthening section behind here, like that goes into the box section for the bulkhead. So I didn't. I managed to not do that. It's given me a bit more room to grind things back and have a look. This is now nice and loose, which is what we want to see, which is good. So yeah, it's all moving in the right direction. What I might do is just pop a couple of bolts in here actually, just to, oh no, I don't need to, do I really? So there we are, happy days. I'm gonna grind back a little bit more, not too much. Got my friends coming over in a minute. Probably going to work on it on the weekend, doubtfully tomorrow because I'll be hungover. So more than likely I'll do some work on this Sunday. It would be nice by the end of Sunday to have all of this domed inner wing out, get the boring stuff out of the way, clamp the new one in place maybe, and then we can tackle the next part. So yeah, that's the plan. So a bit of grinding back and what have you, and I'll bring the camera back in. Pleased with that. Nice and tidy across the bottom here now, which is great. Obviously got the big large section out. We've kept this profile relatively intact, and I've made a start down here now, and it's going to be a lot of work to peel that all away and get that sorted. It's a bit of a mess, but that's okay. So I mean, would you believe that I've been doing this for a good couple of hours and it's probably only a 10-minute video, but that is just what it's like. Sometimes you've got to get in and just keep plodding away. It's quite cathartic, really, to be honest with you. So that's it. Friends are over in about an hour. I have got a lot of tidying up to do. Yuck. And then I've got to have a few beers. If anyone's interested in me filming brewing, it's up to you. Give us a little comment or two. Let us know. But for the time being, let's focus on the car, shall we? All right. So thanks a lot, and I'll see you in a couple of days, hopefully. Bye now.